In 1963, a truly bizarre experiment was quietly funded by NASA. The goal: to teach dolphins how to speak English. It sounds like science fiction, but it was very real. The setting was a flooded laboratory on the beautiful St. Thomas Island, and a young researcher named Margaret Howlovat volunteered for a mission unlike any other: to live day and night with 3 dolphins named Peter, Pamela, and Sissy. Margaret wasn't a trained scientist. She was just a woman captivated by the dream of bridging the gap between species, of one day having a real conversation with an animal. She threw herself into this dream completely. Of the 3 dolphins, Peter was the youngest and most curious. He and Margaret quickly formed an incredible connection, spending countless hours together in the isolated lab. They would repeat sounds back and forth, creating their own unique language, a rhythm of understanding that went beyond words. It was a powerful, unspoken bond. But then, just as suddenly as it began, it was over. NASA pulled the funding, and the lab was shut down overnight. The dolphins were separated and shipped off to different facilities. Peter was sent hundreds of miles away. Margaret never even had a chance to say goodbye. A few days later, she received the most devastating news. Peter was gone. He hadn't been sick or injured. He had simply stopped breathing. See, dolphins are what's known as conscious breathers. Unlike us, every breath they take is a deliberate choice. When they lose the will to live, they can simply choose to stop. The lead scientist of the project later reflected he couldn't bear the separation. It was love for him, and when it ended, his world ended too. Peter had lost the most important being in his life, and with her, his reason to exist. Years later, Margaret looked back on that time with a heavy heart. It wasn't about romance, she clarified. It was about trust and the tragedy of pushing a bond beyond its natural limits. What started as a hopeful quest for communication ended as a painful lesson about loneliness, attachment, and the profound emotional depth of these incredible creatures. This story is a powerful reminder that when scientific curiosity loses sight of empathy, it can cause unimaginable pain. The pursuit of knowledge should never come at the cost of another being's suffering. Our greatest discovery, in the end, must always be compassion. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more stories that make you think. See you next time.